guys, Dave Mate, doing a video from Mind Pedals today. Some of you may recall several years ago when I first started these videos, I was talking a lot about entrepreneurship, business, startups, just getting going with bringing your ideas to reality and using business models to achieve that. Now that was several years ago. All those videos are gone. I took them all off. Different time, different mindset, different era. I now have a few more years under my belt of running my own small business. So I have some renewed energy to talk about business and startups and entrepreneurship. Now mind you, I run a small business. I'm not trying to pretend that I'm some master businessman. I'm not, definitely not. But I do know a thing or two about business. I've been running my own business to some degree since I was 12. When I first started selling candy to my classmates, I would just walk around with a box of candies. The idea came to me when I was in Costco one day and I saw a big bag of candy. And I started thinking, I was like, wow, this big bag of candy only cost about 10 bucks or 15 bucks. And there must be tons and tons of candy in this. So I went home, I did the math, and I realized that I could make a nice little profit if I sold each one of those candies for about 25 cents. And I would profit, something like 20 cents or 15 cents, depending on the candy. So I just went around school. I think I was about 12 years old. And I just went from lunchroom to classroom to detention hall with a little bag of candy and just sold it. And then I got shut down by the principal. He commended my efforts and then shut me down. If you guys ever read my little book that I wrote about it, The Journey to Becoming Yourself, I believe. I can't even remember the name of my own book I wrote a couple years ago. What does that tell you? Read it and you can read my story in depth about that. So, now, those of you that may not be particularly interested in business, I think that you could still benefit from these series of videos that I'm going to be doing focused on business. Why? Because everything that I'm talking about is just a framework. It's just a model that can be used for anything that you're doing in your life. I just happen to be very interested in business and entrepreneurship, but take the models, take the fruit of what I'm saying, and try to overlay that with any passion that you have, anything that you're doing, any job that you're doing, any sort of pursuit that you're following in your life. You could be inspired perhaps by what I'm saying. Now the first thing I want to say is this. Are business people born or are they made? That's always been a sort of topic of discussion throughout the business industry. From my experience, I think that business people are born. I think that the sort of personality that you need to be very successful in business is not something that is necessarily acquired, though it can be to some degree. It's a very complicated subject because when it comes to business, there's many different levels of business. There's many different degrees of business. I mean, you could just go and start a little coffee shop and you're a businessman. Boom, you're in business. Does that mean you're going to be a multimillionaire one day? Perhaps not. Maybe. Maybe you don't want to be a multimillionaire one day. Does that mean you're a good businessman just because you opened up a shop? Maybe, maybe not. Probably not. Most businessmen aren't very good businessmen. So to some degree, you could learn these skills of business, go to college, get a degree, management degree, business degree, what have you. Keep in mind though, the most successful businessmen in the world did not get degrees in business. What does that tell you? Now you have a lot of these mid-level managers who are making a lot of money and who are happy doing what they're doing in their business, at their company, or working for another company. That's a whole nother situation. So as you can see, there's different levels and degradations of what this term business means. It's very loose, it's very open, subjective. So what I'm talking about here in this video in particular is creating something from nothing, having an idea, manifesting that idea into physical reality, and using business models to create capital from that idea. That's what I'm talking about here. In order to do that, now you don't need a business degree to do that. Maybe it'll help if you have one. What's most important is that you have to have a certain ruthless, this is the word I'm using, ruthless mentality. Okay? Every single businessman that I know that has started something from scratch, from zero, into something that's successful now, they are the most ruthless people I've ever met in my life, and I love them. Now, don't take this word ruthless in the wrong connotation. Do you know who's the most ruthless person in the world? A monk. A Buddhist monk, or any monk, is the most ruthless person in the world. That almost sounds like a paradox. It is. Now, when I say ruthless, these people, like these monks, they're ruthless in their pursuit of controlling themselves. They're ruthless in their pursuit of staying true to their natures. They're ruthless in their pursuit of attaining the success over the mind that they want to attain. Okay? And this mentality, this ruthlessness, needs to be deeply ingrained in you. In order to start a business from scratch, you have to have a certain mentality that allows you to focus on something. Now, in this day and age, in this society, most people are not focused on anything. They're focused on going to the bar and getting fucked up. They're focused on, getting, the Mercedes, but not even working on getting the Mercedes. They just want it, but they don't want to do the work to get it. They're focused on, getting some sort of goal or achievement, but they're not focused on the work that it takes to get there. It's like putting, a cart, a wagon in front of the horse. That makes no sense. The horse needs to be in front of the wagon, so it pulls the wagon, so you go somewhere. So you need to have a certain ruthlessness to you in terms of staying true to your vision. You have to be ruthless. If anyone gets in your way, you have to get them out of your life. It doesn't mean you have to hate them. It doesn't mean you have to stop being friends with them, but you have to push them aside for you to get what you want. If you don't have money to start your business, you better be ruthless and get that money. You better do something to get that money. Now, of course, use your creativity, use positivity to get it. Don't try to get it in negative ways. This is the ruthlessness I'm talking about. You have to be so ruthlessly obsessed with whatever it is that you're trying to create that nothing can stop you. That every single time you fail, because you will fail many times as an entrepreneur, you have to be so ruthlessly committed that you get back up and keep on going. This is what I'm talking about, ruthlessness. I'm not talking about being mean to people. I'm not talking about being nice to people. Forget about being mean and being nice to people. Those are two dangerous things. Just be true. Now, if those people are offended by you being true, that's their problem, not yours. This is what I'm talking about. I had to get that, through in this video, the first video of the series of, starting your own business from scratch into something great. You have to have that ruthlessness to you. You're not going to learn that in school. Now, once you're determined, once you have your passion, once you've accepted this ruthlessness that you have to have in order to get what you want, then you must proceed. And as you proceed, you have to keep that fire burning. I can't tell you how much stress that I go through running my business. Tons of it. You wouldn't imagine. But I wouldn't be who I am without this stress. I love the stress. Even though I hate it, I love it. I need it. Every single businessman that has started something from nothing has to learn to deal with the stress. There's tons of stress that comes with running a business. There hasn't been 1 week that has gone by that I didn't have some sort of stress running a business. From calling up banks or calling up different establishments or, negotiating deals, Something always happens that creates stress. But you have to develop the fortitude, the sort of capacity to stay with it. If you don't have that, forget about it. Forget about business. So this comes back to the premise. Is a business something that's nurtured, or is it a part of your nature? You know, I think it's both, to be honest. I think it's both. You got to have a certain personality that's inherent within you, but you also have to develop it. Now, if you don't have that inherent personality, then perhaps you can develop it. I'm not going to say you can't, but you better be super committed if you don't have that already in you. So this was sort of just an introductory video on, you know, many more videos to come. Check out Mind Pedals on YouTube, and I'm going to create a category called entrepreneurship. And every once in a while, there's going to be business videos interspersed with my other videos where I just talk about, you know, whatever I talk about, social commentary, books, all the crazy things that I talk about. Now there's going to be some business videos in there. I feel sort of invigorated to start talking about business again, since I've been so fully engaged in my business over the past couple of years. And I just want to share it with you guys, and perhaps it'll inspire you, perhaps it'll be food for thought. So my name is Dave Mate. One of the businesses that I run is yerba mate, organic yerba mate. You can check out my Circle of Drink channel for that. You can learn all about that on YouTube, or check out circleofdrink.com. And I'm just looking forward to sharing more ideas with you. Remember, guys, they're just ideas. I'm not a master. I'm just a person sharing ideas. That's all this is. It's just entertainment. Take what you will from it. I'm not pretending to be anything else than that. So my name's Dave Mate. Thanks for watching. Check out circleofdrink.com if you want to get some yerba mate, and just subscribe to my videos on YouTube, Mind Pedals. Salud. Ciao, ciao. Peace.